to...
Because we're iCarly now. That's what we do.
Because we're iCarly, guys. Welcome to the iCarly Show on Nick at Night, where the rated R seasons come in. Wait, rated R seasons? What the fuck am I talking about?
It makes sense.
No?
Sure, why not? It makes perfect
no, it
sense.
Shut up, Pete. No one asked you.
You don't have to ask me. I say my opinion anyway. Whatever. I do what I want.
Whoa, whoa. Don't get all fucking sassy with me, little girl.
I'll get hyphy in this bitch.
Welcome, bitches! Episode 6. And yes, Pete loves the dick still. Nothing's changed since episode 1. He's still here. He still takes it, and he's queer. How do you feel, Pete?
I'm fine.
See? That's my point. Exactly. Oh, and by the way, Stormspark, we just discovered Stormspark is a private donator to the Antifa Kickstarter.
Well,
now it's on.
I just watched. I shared it on my Twitter, but I just watched a short little clip of a big fat black lady giving a speech, and she started out with, and like, I'm just letting y'all know now, white people are racist. All white people are racist. You might be on your journey to thinking that you're not racist, but you're racist. And
You don't even have to know you're racist. to be
yes,
racist.
basically, yeah. And you were actually born not human. So you were actually demons, and that's the way you're gonna always be. You're always gonna be a demon. Your white people are demons. White people are awful, and they pan the crowd. It's a bunch of fucking people.
And there's nothing we can do about this. It's just the way it is.
And then there's not a single white person getting up and leaving. They're all just like, oh yes, we are the devil. Just tell us how bad we are. Like, what?
Wow. So we're just a bunch of evil motherfuckers who are just a bunch of evil motherfuckers that are evil because we're evil motherfuckers.
We're demons, man. We were born demons.
Sounds like a cool video game if you ask
Hey,
me.
it's
White devil.
You know what's funny is like me and Shane are both Native American. Hey, are you a white devil, Shane?
Not that I know of. Maybe, though. In a past life.
Man.
I kind of like the whole being demon thing, though.
Hey, does it give you superpowers? Like, can I use telepathy and shit and telekinesis?
You've got to. Like, I've seen those movies, and those demons have power, so...
Yeah, if I'm gonna be a demon, I better have some awesome fucking powers, dude.
So is this what happens when we get our white privilege card in the mail? As soon as we sign it, like, you know, the demon shit activates, and then that's when we get all our superpowers and shit?
Just like anything else, it's not valid until you sign the back of it, so...
God damn it.
You have to sign it in blood. You have to sign it in blood.
I've moved too many times. They're still trying to fill all my forwarding addresses.
Yeah, yours is lost in the mail, Rambo.
Yeah. I'll never... Superpowers.
I don't know, dude. Like, some of this shit is just getting so far-fetched now. Did you guys see the Arizona chapter of Antifa? The guy's trying to take apart a gun. And he's all, don't worry, guys. I bent the clip, but it'll still fit in there. I was like, oh my god, this guy's an idiot. I couldn't tell if he was just joking or what.
Well, you've seen the pictures where it's usually airsoft guns when these fuckers pose. You know, like, bring it on, you Trump fuckers. And they've got, like, airsoft guns. And it's just hilarious.
If that's what we're up against, then I'm good, man.
An army of hipsters with dildos and bongs. Like, yeah, guys, this is not going to go well for you.
Like, you're going to be bringing, like, a bat to
raise your dildos! Bring your dick forks!
Oh my god, dude. What was that college, Evergreen, where, like, sometime during that whole nightmare thing that happened, there was a group of fucking Tumblrites, you know, big old land whales with blue hair, and then there was these, you know, skinny black dudes with, like, skinny jeans and hipster clothes and Shea shirts and shit, and they've all got baseball bats, and they're posing for this picture, and it's like, dude, if any one of these guys tried to start some shit with, like, somebody who wasn't a fucking Seattle hipster, it would just not end well. It really wouldn't.
I never got the point of skinny jeans, did you?
The what? The skinny jean
For
shit?
men.
Yo, that is some stupid shit, dude. Like, you're like walking around like, you know what? I feel like having my nutsack and my dick squeezed so tightly against my leg so when I walk...
Well, when your girlfriend's got it in her purse, that does free up some room. Just saying.
I mean, it's all one piece.
But don't they first have to have girlfriends in order to even have that statement? Like, I mean... that makes sense to me. And Go-Get said, I'm sorry, guys, I was late. I was sucking some dick. It's all right, Go-Get. It's all right, Go-Get. Everybody's got to suck dick once in their life, right? Am I right?
Yep, it happens, man.
I mean, just ask Rambo. He, like, falls on...
You won't even be expecting it one day. You just trip and fall, and there'll be a dick in your mouth. Shit. I guess that's mine for my lifetime. Fuck.
It's my turn.
I tried to avoid it, but, you know, it just... Shit happens.
I don't want to be tripping where you trip.
No,
Because
Rambo would be jumping over a spider and fall. That's what it would be. 41
years of age, I've never tripped and fell. Yeah, that's never happened.
So Rambo, you gotta tell me, out of all the years that you were like, you know, a gigolo, you never once like tried to dart out of a room somewhere, tripped on a pillow, and then boom, there was a dick in your jaw?
No. The most I've ever.
I have a hard time believing this one, sir.
The most I've ever done during my drunken days was I went to a gay club, and because my cousin dared me.
Knew it.
And so I went to a gay club and I put on a strip tease, but you got down to your underwear or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it was over. I actually accidentally pulled the wig off of the transvestite that was next to me, or that was doing the show, hosting the show, the cross-dresser. I pulled her wig off because I about fell.
Were your pants around your ankles or something?
Then whenever we have to you have to get up on the bar, and then they rate you or whatever. You know, they clap and whatever. So I ended up actually winning the little contest. And so people there was some guy whatever tried to reach at me, and I just about I was like no, because I don't play that shit, man. Nah.
Confirmed. Rambo is an award-winning stripper, male stripper.
You do not I don't mind if you're gay, but just don't be flirting with me and shit like that. damn shit don't be touching me. And I got kicked out of
Metro.
I got kicked out of the gay club, so
damn.
I got arrested and everything else that night because I was about to fight the whole fucking bar. I was like, no shit, no, y'all ain't fucking touching me, man.
Well, get your AIDS away from me. This shit ain't happening. Damn, Rambo getting all gangster and shit.
Well, if you ever meet Metro and Gamer Dragon, they say hi by cupping your balls. So
nope.
No.
That's a surefire way to snatch back a nub. I'll tell you that much.
I say hi with the fist to the face. So.
So what he's saying is he says hi to a dick to the face.
A dick to the face.
Nope. There ain't nope. That ain't happening, man.
Are you sure?
I don't do the.
You don't do dick to the face?
No, I don't. No.
Anyway, so we were coming up onto a topic, and Rambo came across something interesting. Rambo, why don't you go ahead and share with us what you were about to tell us before we launched?
Oh, Black Bond.
Black Bond.
Black Bond, and I don't know if y'all know who this guy is, but his name is Oh No, It's Alex. It started off this tweet. It says, who in the fuck is spreading around that resolution doesn't equal graphics? It's in the same fucking graphical options. ID
sure?
names, mass collapse incoming. So he posts a Wikipedia picture. It says graphics display resolution.
Just gotta sync it real quick. Yeah.
And it says the graphics display resolution is the width and height of the dimensions of the electronic visual display. And so basically, He's saying because the word graphics is in there, basically, that resolution
because it's part
equals,
of graphics, it must equal it. Yeah.
Yeah, resolution equals graphics. And
Because
I'm like,
remember, subtitles are sound because that option is often in the sound menu.
Is it now?
I'm just like he's like, but so it's he actually. Oh God. He said, if you had a 0x0 resolution, would you have graphics?
Really?
Yes.
God.
What the fuck?
Not only are they kind of like tech retarded, but they failed math as well. I mean,
Oh my God, these people are fucking idiots.
If an
Isn't Black
Xbox
Bond
Red
a
rings
teacher?
in the forest, did it really die?
And these are the people.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
These are the people that are like making videos trying to clown console gamers.
Yeah, they're kind of failing at that point.
Like, come on, seriously. Like,
They are seriously failing at this point in life.
resolution is not graphics, people.
0 plus 0, guys. Guess what? It's still fucking 0.
shit, I thought it was 3.
No, if he said if like 0x0, because then you wouldn't have a resolution at all. Like,
Yeah, if there was a
it'd be blank.
screen that was infinitely small, so therefore there was no resolution on it, there would be no graphics being displayed. It's like
There would be no picture.
Right,
okay,
exactly. 'cause
Yeah,
there's no resolution.
kinda, sure. Like, all right, maybe, sorta.
Maybe I guess you could stretch your imagination to fit that narrative, maybe, but like, that's not how graphics work, guys.
Yeah, just
Just-
like saying vectors are graphics, because if there were no vectors, then there wouldn't be any 3D or 2D images that you could display. It's like, yeah, come on, dude.
What the fuck? Like, seriously. Like,
These
hey.
are the people. And remember, oh no, it's Alex was one of the guys in Fratenga's live stream clowning me.
Oh.
Kind of puts
things in perspective.
yeah. Just thought I'd share that little tidbit of information. But it's
I may or may
It's-
not have herpes now, thanks.
it's quite just like, come on, man, like, you can't be this fucking stupid. Like, your TV has resolution, but those aren't fucking graphics. Like, you're
Are
not
you
watching
sure?
like, oh.
I think we need to Google this to make sure.
Apparently, he thinks going to the movie, the actual picture being displayed is graphics.
Wow.
That's the only thing I can figure out, because that I mean, there's a resolution to your movie, so therefore the people in the movie that are actually acting are graphics. Yeah.
So I got a question, Rambo. Is frame rates graphics too?
Imagine.
If you have 4K with 0 frames per second, is that still graphics?
Those are the speed of graphics, is what they are.
I like that 15 frames a second because, you know, it's cinema quality.
Much more cinematic that way.
It's just, I mean, I want to quote his tweet and say something, but I'm just like, do I want to, like, get back into this again?
I was like, do you really want to open that can of worms?
Just talking about it gives me fucking mouth cancer.
I know,
Come
but
on.
it's just like, you're so fucking easy.
It's
to,
like a
make
train
fun
wreck.
of.
You can't not look at it.
And that's like 90% of, like, Rambo's fucking Twitter feed. It is literally the cancer and AIDS that we're all scared to get in on, but we yet, like, a part of us in the back of our brains are really sadistic because we do.
Of course. Everybody loves watching a good car crash.
Okay, I'm gonna quote the tweet, and I'm gonna say, so does this mean the actors on a movie graphics?
See, Pete, this is why you need a Twitter.
Oh God. this is the exact reason why I do not use Twitter.
It's quality
Perfect example.
Oh my!
Cancel your cable. Get a Twitter.
Just have it on a screen on scroll.
Yeah.
Oh my lord! It's just this is. You just can't make this shit up. Like Twitter just never ceases to amaze me. Like
Twitter is
just
like the working retail of the internet world.
I really honestly think that like people they give people in mental asylums phones to help them.
Just Twitter.
Like,
that's it.
Yeah, like, all that's on there is Twitter, and this is what you come up with, man.
Here you go, retard. Here's something you can't screw up. Just.
That's what I imagine they sound like when they're fucking typing away on their phones.
Send that dumb shit over the internet so we don't have to hear it here.
Yes, Shadow Kitten, you are actually 100% correct with that, but apparently they don't quite understand that. If you can't see them, they don't exist.
God damn it.
Take your resolution graphics elsewhere, Rambo. I don't want to hear it.
Jesus.
If an in-game tree falls outside of your field of vision, did it really happen?
Not to them that didn't, because there was no resolution on it, damn it. Oh my lord. I just, you can't make this shit up. Like, these people are, and these are the people that make fun of console gamers for saying something stupid. I'm just like, they speak from a position of authority, but they're just as dumb as the people they're making fun of.
And this is why we don't talk to them. As much as I try not to be in that kind of mindset where we try to keep people separated, there are reasons why I don't talk to these people anymore.
I never have any sort of like communication with what's it called, with Black Bond, but I occasionally see a tweet or whatever coming through, and then like this is the one I happen to see right before the podcast. I'm like, oh my god, like you just can't be this stupid.
Hey, Rambo's favorite person's here, Sibo.
Oh my lord.
You brought your pills with you to the garage, right?
I got them in my pocket.
All right, good.
So, Simo, let me ask you this: are his resolution graphics?
You're really doing that, Rambo?
Oh, I'm hurting. I get it.
Too much. It was too much. It got me.
I don't think I've ever. I don't know. Like, you know, like all these channels spun off of like Blackbuster Critic and Rags and like Top Hats and Champagne, and I just have a feeling that like you have like Blackbuster Critic, Top Hats and Champagne, and Rags sitting back going, "What the fuck did we do?" Like,
no, they don't regret it.
No, they're probably like, ha ha!
You fell right into our trap.
Like, because I don't know, like they're, but I mean they're, you know, they have to look at their channels and just go, or they're even their Twitter and just go,
you're good. Yeah.
Really?
Is there any? Okay, so let's get on to more positive notes. Let's get on to the less stupid shit that's going on. What about some gaming topics, guys? Anything gaming going on that we, you know, I haven't really kept up with anything online recently. I've been more focused on work and stuff, so.
Well, the Xbox One X is going to open pre-orders on Sunday. They're having what they call a Project Scorpio edition, which is going to basically be, I think it's basically the day one edition of the Xbox One X.
Yeah, it just says it on the controller, doesn't it?
It says it on the controller and on the console. It just says Project Scorpio on it. So that I guess that's pretty cool. I guess for the people that really followed along with the whole Project Scorpio thing. Recore ReCore, by God. Oh. They're releasing a definitive edition.
What?
It's supposed to be announced at Gamescom, but it's $20.
What?
Hell yes,
Yep.
I'm gonna play ReCore now.
What the hell?
There's no word if the people that actually bought the game already get the actual definitive edition for free, since, you know, we're still missing fucking content. But somebody actually was excited about this, and I was like, you can't, like, that you cannot say Sony's anti-consumer for doing XYZ, but then be praising this fucking thing. Like, this is just, this is completely anti-consumer.
Are you sure it's anti-consumer?
I'm gonna buy it, and I'm a consumer. Therefore, it's not anti-consumer.
Well, I mean, it's not for anybody that has, you know, didn't buy it from the get-go. But I had somebody. He said he says he meant in a different way, but the way it came across was the consumer's fault for buying the game when they did.
The old No Man's Sky excuse.
Yes, it was basically, I said, yes, he said, but I'm also saying that if the definitive edition makes the game good finally, then there's no reason people shouldn't give it another chance. Great IP. And I said, yes, in fact, there is. Not a single person should buy the definitive edition of ReCore. If they do, they support anti-consumer practices. And he says, I disagree entirely. The IP has so much potential, people shouldn't have bought it before it was finished. I'm like, Microsoft's the one that put it on their fucking store. It should have been finished whenever I bought it.
Yeah, I mean that's the conundrum. It is really, like, you know, a game like what was that one that was screwing with its price before it even went off of what is it when you not pre-ordering but on Steam when you can early access.
Early access.
Ark? It was an Ark?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's like, okay, so they've done these screwy business practices and they've done some really anti-consumer behavior. It's like after the game has been completed or whatever you want to call it, if they fix the issues, if they fix everything up, if they do what they promise, even if it is late, do you still boycott it because you don't want to ever, enable or reward that kind of behavior? Or if they do fix it, do you want to reward that particular behavior so you kind of put it out of your mind that they did it beforehand and you're buying it, presently because, well, they did what they promised and all this, that, like No Man's Sky, they are kind of sort of finally putting in some of the stuff that they had promised. That's like a principle thing.
The way I looked at No Man's Sky, I will never defend the way they lied or whatever like that. I mean, like I said, I didn't have a problem with the launch game because I didn't follow all the different little things to know what was missing and what wasn't missing. But I won't defend, like, I can understand the lying and stuff like that. But what they did is they took that year, fixed everything, put out the free update, and now everybody who owns the game or buys the game now has the game the way it was supposed to be. Ark.
They released a whole standalone DLC.
Ark made a standalone DLC so I mean, like they can't redeem themselves by fixing their
right.
shit.
Right. I was just using them as an example.
And ReCore can't fix their shit because if they're not going to give the people who are already there's no reason for a definitive edition. All they need to do is patch the missing shit in to the old game and say, there, now the game's fixed, and now put it back up on the store and say, hey guys, and now we're basically like they did with the Rise of the Tomb Raider. They changed the Rise of the Tomb Raider's name to Rise of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition because that's what the PlayStation 4 got. And they took basically the season pass and game and combined it into one and made it $59.99. They just need to do that same thing to Record, turn the store, the copy that's on the store now into the definitive edition, and basically anybody who buys it going forward will be paying $20 for the game, and anybody who has it now actually has all the fucking content in the game. But if you're expecting me to, like, if they're thinking I'm going to go spend another $20 on that game to get the actual game that you promised me the first time, fuck you.
So I got a question, Rambo. Is that shit still missing content with Record?
Yes. Yes, that bot is gone. Like, it's not even in the menu, but you can actually pick up the parts for it. Like, when you pick up the parts, you'll see the it's called the T8-NK bot. It's the tank bot. And you can pick up his head, his body, his legs, and everything like that. And this one island that you have to like work to get to, because they never built a way to get there. So you have to kind of jump around and get to it. But then once you're on this island, you open these chests, and all this tank bot stuff is there. And there's actually a dungeon there for tank bot, but you can go in and actually play the dungeon, but you can't grab the hearts and everything else off of that because that requires the tank bot being built. And you can't build the tank bot even though you have all the parts.
That's fucked.
Yeah, but now they're going to sell me the tank bot for $20.
I'll buy it.
No, you can buy it all you want. Fuck them, man. Hell no. And I like, Kid Smooth was like, I thought Xbox had no games, and he shows like the fucking Record Definitive Edition. I'm like, dude, if this is what you're fucking like hyping, I said more people own No Man's Sky than they own Record. Just put that in perspective.
And me and Rambo were like one of the few people in this community that were like really hyped for that game.
Yeah, I bought the
we were both like talking about like, yo, Record looks awesome, and we're like, yeah, dude, Record's gonna be the shit. And we start playing it together, and he tells me about his experience, and I tell him about mine. I didn't even finish the game because Rambo told me about his experiences. He's all, dude, there's like shit that's missing in this game. I'm like, what? Like, he's all, it's bugged, because like I fell through the map so many times in that game. And I was like, yo, fuck this game, dude. Like, this game looked like fun. I said, I love the character design. I love the way it looked. It really does look like a fun game.
Yes, it could have been.
And when you play it, it's like, it's got more issues than fucking No Man's Sky at this point.
Yes, and I don't know how anybody can be happy about fucking Record at this point. Cause that, like, I don't understand how No Man's Sky got all this shit. But then Record's like, you talk about Record, and they're like, that's a great game, man. I don't know what you're talking about. That has so much promise and so much potential. But somehow No Man's Sky is a piece of shit. I'm like going, No Man's Sky didn't try to sell you a definitive edition to get you the game that they promised.
Yeah.
Oh man, it irritates me like that. Like you can't, like they're hyping. Oh, I just I can't. I'm sorry. They're like, Record really pissed me off because I was really looking forward to it because it looked like a lot of fun, and they screwed over the whole damn thing.
Yeah. And it was a unique IP too. That's what I was really looking forward to. It was a unique.
It was actually
IP.
something different on the Xbox. It was like, and I was really excited about it. I bought, like I said, bought it day one. I was playing it from day one, and I was all like into it. I put like 30 hours into it trying to 100% it. And then once I realized that I can't 100% it because the game's going to count that one fucking heart that I can't get without the tank bot, then fuck it. After 30 some hours, I just quit.
Come on, man. Tank bot's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
It's only missing. Not a big deal. You know, whatever. It's acceptable.
Apparently to them, they're okay with it. I guess they have like really low standards with what they'll accept as a game and not.
You play any newer games, Rambo? To get your Rambo points on?
I'm finishing up Batman Telltale. I finished up 2 episodes last night, and I got episode 4 and 5 to go, and then I'm done with that.
Pi, we were getting about 15 to 20 viewers regardless, so I mean... Not really, buddy. Pie trying to troll in here, little girl.
Are you playing the first season or the second season, Rambo?
First season. I don't play the Telltale games until the whole season comes out.
Oh yeah.
'Cause I hate like playing like season or episode 1 and then like waiting 3 months and then episode 2 comes out and you have to try to remember what the hell happened in episode 1. I like playing it all the way through.
No, actually, we didn't.
No, we didn't. No.
Didn't what?
Oh, the only time we ever actually had more viewers like this than whenever Rags was on here is when we actually did it on Rags' channel. But that's obviously makes a hell of a lot of sense because, you know, you're putting it on a channel with 200,000 subscribers. I'm sure there's going to be more than enough coming there.
Right. I think Pie's just trying to stir the pot. That's all he's doing. It's kind of.
Is this the same? Is this the same Pie?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Speaking
I haven't
of
seen
pie,
his
I'll
name
take a
in quite a while.
Chocolate pie sounds
I
good.
don't. But apparently, like there was like Major Nelson and Phil Spencer and all them were tweeting about like they got some surprises coming for Gamescom, and then all of a sudden the Project Scorpio shit leaked. The Project Scorpio edition leaked, and then the Recore edition, definitive edition leaked, and I'm thinking, oh, what do you? If those two were your surprises for Gamescom, then I'm sorry. Like, is it gonna even like the only thing we're waiting on now is just like to be able to hit that pre-order button. Other than that, like nobody's gonna care about Gamescom because I guess they're gonna have like the games that they're hyping that they're talking about. Like I've seen talked about is like hyping some backwards compatible games.
I mean, that's kind of all they have coming out for a fairly long time, right?
Yeah, good. I mean, like, backwards compatible is a good replacement for single player exclusives. That's what Phil Spencer says.
I don't got nothing against backwards compatible games.
I don't have
Batman
anything
Arkham
against.
Origins, that's all I gotta say.
I don't have anything against him. Him saying that like that's a good replacement for having not having single player exclusives. I'd rather have new experiences than playing the exact same games I've played over and over again.
There's a few games that I can play over and over again.
I can't like I hide all my 360 games on my screen.
I can play Descent Free Spaces 1 and 2, Doom 3, Witchers. There's a bunch more. Yeah, I mean it's not a lot of games, but there's certainly a bunch of games that I can play over and over again.
Yeah, I don't play like I'll play them during the gen, and then the next gen I could give a shit less if PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible with PlayStation 4 because I'll either still have my PlayStation 4 to finish the games that I haven't played, but if not, then I'll just be playing PlayStation 5 games. Like I don't ever go back and play a game. Now, I would rather have every game that I want to go back and play, like remastered. They did with the Uncharted collection. I would have loved to see like a God of War collection, an Infamous collection, or whatever like that, instead of like giving me backwards compatibility. Like I don't want to play the old ass looking games. I'd much rather play them, you know, with more up to date look.
Yeah. I mean, it is nice when they do that right, but there's always the chance that the remake will be worse than the original.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a toss up, you know, because I've seen a lot of that. There's plenty of games they've done it real nice, and it's been a great experience, especially for people who never played the original and wouldn't get the nostalgia, you know, especially when like the graphics weren't anything special either technically or like stylistically. But there's been plenty of other times where, you know, it's just they screwed up either like the controls or, you know, how movement feels or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a big fan of like older games. Before the new update, this new UI update, you could hide the 360 games on your thing, and now with this new UI update, like if you hit like where you only want to show Xbox One games, it doesn't show only Xbox One games. Like it takes away Gears of War 4. It takes away Halo 5. It takes away a lot of the newer Xbox One games, and so you have to like then you put like only Xbox games, and then it shows Gears of War 4, but then it also shows some 360 games in there, and then so you have to, in order to show your full library of Xbox One games, now you have to show your Xbox One and Xbox 360 games together. But I usually hide them. I download them just because they're free, but I have like no intention at all of ever going to play them. I don't think I'll ever buy a backwards compatible game.
The second trending? Oh, the Jake Paul is over party. What the fuck? Did you see that shit on Twitter?
Well, he's losing subs like crazy.
Good.
He put out a tweet that said he was at 10 million. And then I guess Keemstar put out a tweet like showing his live feed, live thing, you know, went from like a little over 10 million all the way to 9,990,000. Like it just scrolled right back to about what is that, like 10,000? Or he lost all that at one time.
Damn, 10,000 all at once? That's a lot of people.
Yeah, like just
that is a lot of people.
God damn. Yeah, it just randomly shut off. It was weird. Serious? Yeah. Like it's not just. Kinda. Yo, so like, how did he? Is it just the shit that he's been doing, or what? Who, Jay?
No, I don't know, like what's causing anybody to like unsubscribe from them or whatever. But like, apparently, I mean, I would imagine that's eventually going to be a current for some of the people watching him, because the way he behaves is, like he wasn't raised right.
It's a common affliction these days.
I think that's a lot of YouTubers out here, man.
I was like,
that's a lot of people out here, but yeah.
Oh, the box art for the I guess Xbox One X, the Project Scorpio edition, it actually looks pretty cool. I mean, I guess if you're excited for box art.
I'm excited for what's inside the box. I don't give a damn what the box looks like.
Yeah, I want to be inside your box too. I mean,
I'm gonna pre-order it like off and get it. But I mean, at this point, like, it's just a paperweight the rest of the year. Or I'll replay like the games that I've beat on PlayStation on the Xbox, just so that way I can get the achievement points. But right now, I mean, like, there's just nothing going on. I'll play, I guess, Cuphead, and then just kind of quiet for the rest of the time.
Yeah, I'm definitely not getting one this year. I'm gonna let all the kinks be worked out and let everyone fight over it, and then wait until about February of next year.
So what you gotta do is get one at launch. That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
You know, I'll tell my kids that's what I want for Valentine's Day.
No, see, no.
So I think I pull it off.
When it comes to like downloading them, I download them and then I'll delete them or whatever like that. I don't actually let them download. I just hide them from my library, like whenever I did before this new update. But I hid them from my ready to install library and from my other library, my installed library.
Why would you hide them? What, you don't play backwards compatible games, Rambo?
No, I have no interest in the old game at all.
What if you never played it?
No interest at all.
It's achievements.
No interest at all.
Why again?
For an achievement hunter, you think you
There's
you know.
Well, there's plenty of games on the Xbox One I can achievement hunt.
Well, yeah.
I don't need to go back and play an old game.
Huh?
Yeah, Rambo's kind of backwards.
I just have no use for old games. Like I don't care.
I enjoyed playing. What was the latest backwards compatible game I played? I believe it's Pac-Man Championship Edition. I played that, the first one, which is backwards compatible, and then the second one, which is the Xbox One game. And probably later tonight, I'm going to be playing Arkham Origins. So, get some more of those Rambos.
Well, see, I get plenty just with the Xbox One games.
Yeah, I don't know. I think all games are worthy of playing regardless of the generation that they come out in.
Oh, I mean, I don't begrudge people that play them. I just have no use for them. Like I don't
just bought a couple of PS3 games.
I don't look at y'all any differently because y'all play them. I just
I know, yeah.
For me, I just I have no use for them. Like I tried playing. I went back and played some PS3 games on PS Now, like for some trophies, and it just it was really hard to get through it. I guess I am I guess what they say a graphics whore, but well, now we can call it a resolution whore.
Yeah, because resolution is graphics.
Yeah, so I mean they equal the same now. So we can just call it what we want now.
4K. You're not a hardcore gamer if you're not playing in 4K.
No, and so some.
It's 2017.
Yeah.
Everything can have its own name, and it's still the same thing. You should know that by now.
Exactly. Like I mean, like we get to rename whatever the hell. This is like the perfect year for living. Like we get to actually literally rename everything.
Yeah, you don't need to learn anything. You can just assume you know it, and you're good.
Yep, we are. My car now is a truck because it identifies as one.
My minivan is actually a space shuttle, so.
Well, you're lucky. You're lucky. I bought one that identified as a truck, so.
Shit. Does that mean you got to pay the extra taxes and everything too?
Yes.
Actually, it's actually you know what? I need to call my insurance because it's cheaper to own a truck than it is a car. So I need to say, look, my car identifies as a fucking truck, so you need to give me the cheaper insurance.
And they would have to do it in 2017.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a legitimate complaint.
Well, I identify as a millionaire, so I don't have millions of dollars in my bank account. Society needs to correct this injustice.
Yeah,
Well, I challenge any of the people that want the statues taken down. Anybody. If you are really committed to this, the freaking slave owners have got to come down. There's no use of glorifying them. I want you to make a YouTube video burning your fucking money.
Yeah.
Yep.
No joke.
Or send it all to me.
Yeah, you can send it to me.
I will dispose of it properly for you. I'll give you a receipt and everything. It'll be on the up and up.
Yeah, my P.O. box is in the About section of my YouTube channel, so I mean, you could definitely send it all to me. Like I'll gladly take those slaveholders for you.
Dude, we need to send Rambo one of those potatoes with the word on it.
The potatoes?
Yeah. Like we'll mail him a potato that says "fuck you," and he's like, "Oh, package a package." It's just a potato that says "f off," you know.
Did you guys see they defaced
spider.
a century-old statue of Abraham Lincoln?
Yep.
What'd they do?
There was a 100-year-old statue. It's like a bust of Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, they
I can't
burnt
remember
it.
where it was, and yeah, they burnt the shit out of it and like gouged the eyes out and shit.
Abraham Lincoln is a big
The
reason
guy
why
who
slaves were
freed the fucking slaves.
Why?
Yep.
And you
the fuck would they do
motherfuckers
that?
defaced his fucking statue.
Because it doesn't matter anymore. Like
No, yeah.
it was never about the slaveholders.
Exactly.
It's about just taking down the statue.
It's about
They
making
want
their history what they want it to be. That's
Yes,
what it's,
they want to recreate history. There was somebody there was a, like I said, a verified tweeter that wanted to paint over the paintings in the Sistine Chapel
Oh.
because of the offensive art.
That's horrible, dude.
Yep,
Fucking terrible.
it's. I mean,
we're
it's
literally at Orwell's 1984 at this point. I mean, people are literally trying to rewrite history. Google is literally trying to blackwash, white people out of history. All these Antifa fucking clowns want to completely erase, slavery and all this shit, away from our history and all this other stuff. It's God.
Dude, this country, like, I've always known that, the world is gonna, the people in the world are going to end the world, and I've always known that. But I always thought it was gonna take a lot longer. I mean, this is going downhill fast.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be long before we're burning books.
Oh, they already are. Just not like wide scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's already been a
Gonna
few
be
like feminist book burnings, and I think Antifa's done it a few times too.
But it'll
Fuck
end up being
education, guys! It's racism!
it'll end up being wide scaled and shit like that.
Yep.
And then the media will be like going, I didn't see this coming. Like, what happened?
But it's the other side that are Nazis.
Yeah, so. Yeah, and YouTube is like, I guess, demonetizing everybody.
Oh yeah. Oh, there was a guy that I just saw this
It's the
too.
beginning of a gay porn going on right here, and you're just...
There was some guy who, what did he write? He put up a video, and all the video said was something about Trump or Google or something like that, and his entire channel, hundreds of videos, were immediately demonetized, every single one of them. All because he put up one video that said, like, what Google is doing is wrong, or, Trump isn't a Hitler, or whatever it was.
Well, Top Hats and Champagne had a privated video for like him and his family, but of course, like when you uploaded it, like your default thing is all monetization, and so the video had monetization on it, but it was just a private video, so it wasn't making money. But it was a video of his cats playing. That video got demonetized, not advertiser friendly.
Jesus.
What?
Yep.
The only reason YouTube exists. Cute cat videos, and they demonetized it. Come on, guys.
Somebody said, like, well, if I can't do gaming videos and I can't do, because this guy's gaming channel, complete gaming channel, it's all he does is gaming content, all got demonetized. He's like, if I can't do gaming, you can't do political, what can you do? I said, you can talk about being transgendered and
Right? Be Riley Dennis.
transgendered and being like hate Nazis, and you'll be okay.
So, do you honestly think Trump is going to be able to finish out his term, or you think he's going to be impeached?
He hasn't done any.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be impeached because he hasn't done anything illegal.
Well, technically, you don't actually need they don't need a reason to impeach him. Technically.
No,
I'm
well, I
asking.
mean,
You just-
technically,
But
I don't think Congress will do it because
That's the thing.
that's going
you'd
to
have
cause
to get a
of,
lot of people who wouldn't. I mean, there are a lot of Republicans who would vote to impeach, but I don't think there's enough, especially
People-
when
People
Even
they
if you
control
ha-
both
even
the
if
House
it's
and the
left
Senate.
right, though.
even if you actually had enough, are they willing to take the backlash at the polls when they go to vote again? Because the American people, they're like the Trump supporters, like you see what happens, like when
You're done.
you go against Trump supporters. Like it ends up being like your videos will get like disliked, but they have a little army thing going on. So it'll just happen at the polls where basically they'll vote those Republicans out of office, and
So is VidMe
Well-
going to be really the only bastion for free speech?
as of right now, yeah.
Yeah, VidMe, Twitch, Mixer, Discord. Discord's going to clean up because
Discord is Discord already banned the white supremacist group.
Well, and they're rolling out with like video chat and live streaming kind of services. Man, if they push this right, whew, they're gonna take over.
I think they're. I think they're already on the right track. I mean, they're going after racist groups. They're going after fucking.
No, they're not. No, they're Antifa and BLM still have their Discord.
Do they really?
Yep.
Shit.
Just the white supremacist group was banned.
Discord to begin with.
Because that's where they plan their meetings and stuff like that.
Why does ISIS have a Twitter?
That's just fucking retarded.
But yeah, like that's they left them, but took the white supremacists off. And I don't care they took the white supremacists off, but the principle is like if you're going to go after one, go after all.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I
That's
mean
the whole problem that Google is having right now. They're not being equal in the way they enforce their rules and silly regulations and this, that, and the other.
Discord Discord is going along with the public thing. So whenever y'all think that might be a good idea, but it's just going to end up being the exact same thing as YouTube.
We'll see. Somebody's maybe it'll be Minds. Minds has already got a lot of. I mean, they've already got like blogging and videos and all sorts of shit. They could add in live streaming shit and it'd be game over.
Minds is becoming a video hosting site.
I don't know if you can actually host yet, but they're trying to expand way farther than like Facebook. You know, they're trying to be like a central hub for everything. Like if you want a blog channel, you can make your channel a blog channel, and if you want your channel to be, XYZ, whatever it is, and they're adding in monetization and shit like that. So I mean, shit, if they play their cards right, they could end up taking over. Who knows? You know.
Facebook has been working on a video platform to add to Facebook for years.
Facebook is worse than.
But
like
yeah,
YouTube.
they're already way deep into the
monetization thing, like a YouTube
clone.
Like, because when I was an MCN, we used to get news about that in our mailbox all the time about how they were going to expand their MCNs to Facebook. So it's coming. I mean, it's in early alpha stages, I think, but it's coming.
Well, Pi, the problem with reporting
that's going to be worse than YouTube, if you ask me.
It's going to be a hell of a lot worse than YouTube. But if you, the problem, Pi, of trying to like prove that Antifa or BLM server is breaking the terms of service, is that you have to actually get into the Antifa server and stuff like that. And I'm sure they have some sort of like thing. And if they like me, I couldn't infiltrate it because they go back and look at my timeline everywhere. And they would see, like Trump stuff here and there, so I would never be able to get in. And I don't even know if they even actually had they used the proof of the white supremacists at the Charlottesville as a reason to remove them because they didn't have any proof as far as like what they were saying in there, but they used the proof of the march as a reason why not to have them. But so why can't they actually use the proof of, say, Berkeley, where Antifa was throwing pipe bombs into the crowd as a reason to remove them?
Yeah, or that acid shit where they throw acid in your face. Fuck that.
Or the bike lock professor.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, that acid thing just doesn't sit well with me. Like, you've heard like forever about pipe bombs, stabbings, shootings. But throwing acid at someone, to me, that's just, I don't know.
Well, you're specifically trying to permanently injure, not even like kill or anything. I mean, you are really
trying to ruin the rest of their life. They won't die.
Exactly.
They're done.
And Pi, no, I'm not okay with them like removing okay. You're saying like they need proof to like that they're breaking the Discord terms of service. Well, they did not use that same ideology or that same thought process when they banned the white supremacist group, because what they did is they banned them based on the actions in Charlottesville. Yeah. So if that was the reason why they did it, then they should be able to do the exact same thing to Antifa and BLM for their actions at those different parades and those different rallies, because it's the exact same thing. They were asking for dead cops in one, and they were actually throwing pipe bombs in the crowd at the other. I don't personally think that any of them actually. I don't think personally anybody that because what they said they came out and said in the wake of Charlottesville, they're deciding to cancel their server.
Yeah. BLM should have been gone a long time ago. Damn it, Storm Spark, tell your people to back off.
What is the world coming to?
Well, yeah, I saw the tweet with Discord, and I thought, well, if they're asking is for proof, I mean, that shouldn't be hard. Just go in. Most of those sites aren't even blocked to the public. You can just jump right in, take screenshots, and be like, boom, here's your proof.
But I don't understand. Okay, what I don't understand though is like if you're in their server, if that's the case, then our server is breaking the terms of service.
Shut up, Rambo.
Well,
that's a good question. What servers aren't breaking the
that's what
service? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying is like if you're in a private server, obviously you're in a company server, but if you're in your own private server, then how is like sharing the ideals that all of y'all are together breaking the terms of service? Because it's not going beyond that. Like it's not like you're not
preaching it.
Now, if you can prove that they're going into like say Antifa's Discord server and throwing a bunch of the Nazi crap in there or whatever like that, then sure, yeah, they're raiding another person's server. But if they're staying in their own server, then who cares if they share pictures and their little talks back and forth? Who cares? Like, how is that affecting anybody else on Discord?
I'd rather them do that in their server than go out in, the world and fuck with shit. I mean... Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody should be shut down politically. I think that every political ideology, every political thought process should be allowed to speak and have its place because doesn't make them quiet. No, it makes them
worse. It makes them even worse. So like I don't see how you're not winning by like shutting their speech down.
Let them piss and moan with their own kind. Fuck. I mean,
what do you mean it doesn't matter if it affects anybody else? How does it not?
Yeah, well, how would it affect anybody else?
Well, obviously they can. I mean, okay, look, I'm not saying that Discord doesn't have the right to do what it did, obviously. Like just like YouTube has a right to do what it's doing. Like,
that's
I'm
like
not nobody's
no shoes, no service kind of thing. They have the right to do that. It doesn't make it right, but they can.
Yeah. I mean, sure, like they're a private business. They have the right to enforce the rules however they see fit. But whenever we see that they're enforcing it one way to some people and not across the board, then that's whenever it becomes to me a problem.
And by the way, this is not just people think that this is just like a company rights type of thing. No, not really, because technically terms of service is a contract between you and that company. And if they are not upholding the terms of their contract, or if they are applying their terms of service unequally, technically that's a breach of contract.
Well, I mean, it would be both ways. They would still have a right to, like, if they were sharing things in that server that were breaking their terms of service, Discord would have a right to shut them down. But at the same time, the white supremacist group would also have a case about, okay, well, you're not applying the terms of service equally across the board.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, it would be they would still be shut down, but then they would also, I mean, they'd have a case about getting the other people shut down too. I just think that, I mean, it's a slippery slope to pick out one group.
Cherry pick.
You have to cherry pick who you're going to enforce and who you're not. I wouldn't support them allowing the white supremacist group to be in there and taking out Antifa. That would be wrong to me. Like I don't mind if you take out the hate groups, but take them all out. Don't just cherry pick which one.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not on the side of the white supremacists. I'm just on the side of like right and wrong.
I look at it this way: like if you never housed free speech or any of our amendments, like why try to enforce it now? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, if you never really had an agreement with your public about free speech or any of that stuff, like, shouldn't have it been enforced long before it got to this point?
Well, there's going to be a real
Exactly.
interesting question that's going to be brought up probably within the next, I'd say, like 3 to 5 years. And it is, if a company is in the business of something that is, I don't want to say restricted, but that is under the umbrella of constitutional amendments. It is because technically the internet is owned by the American people. Technically.
It is, yeah.
It even if it's, you know, a lot of it was created by government entities, and a lot of it was created by private industry, but a lot of it still goes through government services. So, and you know, all that said, that like the airwaves, you know, technically the airwaves are owned by the American people. That's why there's an FCC, and that's why you have to get permission to you know, broadcast on certain networks, because it's owned by everybody. So, you know, there's a process for that, and the same thing should apply to the internet. So if there is a company that is in the bit like Facebook or YouTube or whatever, that is in the business of using publicly owned resources, especially in something that, like with speech, where with YouTube, I mean, that is a free speech issue. So does a private company have the right to regulate what is on their platform when that platform
Is on public domain.
Is a public domain? Yeah, I mean, yes, that is
Well,
their company, but they are using
I was
public
just-
domain resource.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's a good question, actually.
it's the same thing whenever you go to, like, say, Walmart. It's a public place.
Well, but the property is a little different, because once you buy the
Yeah,
property, you can own the property.
Well, technically, you never actually own the property.
Well, that's a whole nother question altogether.
But I mean, like here, like the businesses can decide whether or not they want to honor the Second Amendment or not.
Yeah, and that's, you know, I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, it is, actually. It's actually one worth... I don't think I've ever heard anybody else talk about this, actually, now that I think about it.
It comes up every once in a great while, but I mean, that's the thing. The internet is so new. And I mean, really, we've only just scratched the surface with the things that can be done on it, and, you know, the businesses that can be created, and all the different mediums that can be put out, and all that kind of thing. And I think it's going to be a big question, because it gets into the, you know, it's what does a cell phone company have the right to turn off to end your contract and shut down your cell phone if they don't like what you're doing with their, you know, services? Or, you know, same thing with an internet company, or with the Google, you know, or YouTube, or you know, Mixer or Twitch or any of those. You know, we're gonna have to answer that question. It's bad either way, you know. If we just say if we just say no, sorry, if you're using, you know, if your company uses the internet, sorry, that's a public domain property. You, as a company, do not have the right to control what people say on it, because it is the people that own, you know, I don't want. It's really not a resource, but in a sense it kind of is. But I'll just use that for now.
Well, I mean, bodies of government that govern towns and cities are ran by the councilmen, which hence are therefore public. So I mean, it starts from the very basis, and that's us. That's our taxpayers. It's tax dollars. Infrastructure is supposed to be from us. Everything when it comes to the internet is from us. So technically, I would say yes. I think they should have to abide by any sort of regulations that the people, taxpayers, that provide them this service. And this is why I get so pissed off when we have caps and shit, because it's your tax dollars that got them started here in the first place.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, it's, you know, so in hindsight, yeah. I mean,
and we've done this kind of thing before, because this is exactly what was done when TV was first starting out. When the first networks emerged, they made a deal with Congress where they got use of public-owned airwaves for free, and they could make money off of it. But for an hour a day, each network would schedule an hour block where they couldn't make any money, and they had to use that time for news. It was a public service. It was a trade. You guys could use these publicly owned, airwaves to do your business and make money. But for an hour each day, you were going to use that for a public service and inform people. So we've done this kind of thing in the past, and I don't see why that same logic doesn't therefore apply to the internet. But
Well,
obviously,
the internet,
it's a much different thing.
well, like what Cyrus said, is the internet. The tricky issue is like where all these companies are located. The internet's not all located like the airwaves were here in America.
but our
Right.
country boundary is where our control stops. So like if it goes outside of our bounds, you're right, we can't control that.
Like,
But the resources that allows other countries to host here, right, wouldn't be possible if we didn't, we the people didn't all of a sudden be like, guess what, bitches? If you're not American, you're not using our internet. I mean,
yeah, or like if I host a website or something outside of the country, and in that particular country you don't have the right to free speech, I can see that being a problem.
yeah.
But in America, we have the right to free speech. So therefore, I believe a cell phone company or whatever cannot shut you down for what you're saying or doing.
And that
in
should be the way, whatever a company does outside of the U.S. borders, it really isn't all that much of our business. But for sure, any, Google, even if they're not based in the U.S., anything that they do that's in the U.S. should be subject to U.S. law. Just like cars. You can make any kind of car you want and sell it in China, and they probably don't have very many regulations over there. But if you want to sell your car over here, it's got to meet certain emission safety and other, standards like that. And it'll probably just end up like that, where we say, okay, look here, Google. You want to do this censorship shit outside of the U.S., okay, fine, we can't really stop you. But if anything you're operating here and anything that people can access from the U.S. has to, conform to our laws.
How does that become the World Wide Web then?
But what if
It wouldn't be.
That's the point.
It wouldn't be kind of the World Wide Web then, because then
Absolutely.
the search results would end up being like skewed towards just your area.
But that happens now anyway. I mean, China and North Korea.
China, the communist countries,
that's what it would end
obviously,
up being. If
every
other
country would have
countries
their
want
own.
to do their own type of thing, well, we can't really stop them. But for us, anything that goes through any of our servers, it'll just have to be, look, you either comply with our rules or you're not allowed to do business here.
And I hate to sound like a communist about our internet, but come on. I mean, how many companies
that's where we're headed with that one. Kind of like with
well, but
rule.
it's being a communist about freedom, though, and that's
I don't know if that's really a positive. I think they kind of been an oxymoron.
Kinda, but what's our alternative? Allowing these companies to,
fucking walk all over us? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if
I don't know.
Google hadn't have pulled this stuff now, they could have waited another decade, and they might have.
Would we be
they
having
might
this
have taken over
conversation if Google didn't have this? Yeah.
They could have taken over almost everything.
Had they played their cards right?
Exactly. We're kind of lucky that they tried to pull this shit now when we still have other platforms, and there are competitors that haven't been, shoved out of the market yet.
Yeah, they haven't.
But man, if they had waited a little while till they had really taken over, like the video streaming and all that, man.
I can tell you that it's not like the only, like, just like Simo said, the only way that anything is going to reflect, force these companies to change, the government's not going to do it. The only people that are going to do it is us. So if these bigger creators that are talking about being demonetized and stuff like that, if they would quit uploading on YouTube and just getting their Patreon and actually just have ask all their supporters to go over to VidMe, you would actually see maybe Google make some changes, because they would be losing money.
Hold up, nigga. I gotta get my controller of choice. I don't know, man. I think, like I said, it is a slippery slope when we're talking about taking over our own internet back. But like we're saying though, if Google was to have waited, played their cards right, they could have easily went underneath our noses.
Yeah,
we wouldn't have known anything different. You know what I mean?
True. But I just think that we need to rise up as the people, as we're supposed to be. and have these like these larger creators like that actually matter to Google. If they actually start jumping ship and instead of just still uploading on YouTube and just using their Patreon for their money, then that would then make like Google actually listen. But the more like I keep seeing all these people, I'm demonetized, I'm demonetized, I'm demonetized, I'm demonetized, I'm demonetized. Like here's my Patreon, here's my Patreon, here's my Patreon. Why not go to VidMe? Like why not ask your like if your subscriber base, if you're so like confident in that, like get your subscriber base to go over to VidMe.
Here's why
I'll
they
start
don't.
uploading.
Because VidMe is not known as YouTube, and it's a grind for them to be able to monetize, and people are fucking lazy.
Well, I understand it's a grind to monetize, but like what I'm saying is that if you're going to use Patreon anyway, then why?
I think it's because VidMe and them can't handle the traffic and the bandwidth quite yet, and I think that's one of the major issues.
You upload a video faster to VidMe than you do.
No, whoa, no. I mean for a big, like certainly somebody like PewDiePie.
Oh, all right. Well,
you know what I mean? And that's what Rambo's talking about, are these big creators. And I think even somebody like Sargon of Akkad or one of them, I don't quite think that VidMe has the resources, the servers, the storage, the bandwidth, and all of it yet.
All it takes, though, is one of those creators.
And that's exactly, and that's why it's probably going to be within the next year or two. But VidMe's gonna, they're definitely growing, and so is a lot of other people. So eventually, one of them is going to get their infrastructure to where it can handle somebody bigger. And as soon as that happens, then we'll start seeing the bigger people.
It's one of these things like I'll wait till you do this and I'll wait till you do this, but like VidMe might be waiting for a big creator to come over, and a big creator might be waiting for VidMe to do this. So
they might.
It could be like a perpetual waiting period, and all it's going to take is just like probably one of these larger creators that's going to have a lot of traffic come over to VidMe, and VidMe's going to be like, all right, well I see our servers are getting crashed. We need more on there now. Bam, and they got it, and then they got the support, and bam, it's good to go. So I don't know. I mean, I think that something's got to be done, because the only thing that's going to change Google is us.
I think it was. Yeah, like Goget said, YouTube is already. I mean, it's been losing money. I mean, YouTube has not been profitable, I believe, since their inception.
Yeah, and that's the reason why they're demonetizing everybody, and I think they're trying
because they don't care about the money for YouTube. It really is all propaganda and all that.
No, I really think that they want every single creator off of YouTube. Eventually, that is their goal. Is to basically
they want to turn it into TV.
Yeah, they want to turn it into TV, and
they want
the only
to
way
sanitize it, and they want to turn it into cable TV. That's the whole push with YouTube TV and all that.
The only way to do that is to demonetize everybody's videos, and then once you start losing money, it becomes less and less important for you to upload, or like especially these big creators has been living off of this.
Right.
If their Patreon isn't like a good amount per month, then like they're not gonna continue uploading and doing this as often, because they're gonna have to find other means of making money. And so I think that's the reason why. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see like if like Riley Dennis and stuff like that is actually demonetized as well, because if they are demonetizing everybody, then that's definitely a sign they're trying to force everybody off their platform.
I don't think they are. I think it's pretty selective.
I think it might be selective now, but I think it's just a matter of time before the whole platform is demonetized. But they want to make sure that they want to make sure that it's known that the right wingers got.
If they want to make it like a cable TV platform, like what would the MCNs become channels and the creators become like primetime shows or daytime shows?
No. They're actually bringing in what they call YouTube TV, which they're going to have ABC, CBS, HBO,
the actual networks.
The actual networks, basically like Hulu and PlayStation View.
Yeah, but to cable TV standards.
Yeah, it's a cable
So
TV
it's just
standard.
another brand of cable TV. It's another
Pretty
Comcast
much. Well,
story.
it's
Pretty much.
more of the streaming version of cable TV.
Yeah.
But my guess is that they think that's what advertisers want.
And I guarantee that's what advertisers want.
Well, some, sure.
Advertisers want a safe way to get
Coca-Cola,
money, and
I'm sure there are lots of advertisers that do want that, but I'm sure there are plenty. I mean, there are tons of advertisers that don't care.
Well, yeah,
Video
but I mean, if you
game
okay,
companies don't want that.
if you, I mean, I get it. I mean, because if you look at it, you're like PewDiePie is going to garner, and Jake Paul especially is going to garner more views on his videos with ads than say a primetime CBS
I'd say than
episode.
an entire day of like CNN.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, an entire day of CNN. Okay, with all the different commercials and stuff like that. But the way they like make that work is that those like that primetime CNN that slot or whatever like that, like those times it's a guaranteed like payoff. Like they pay so much money and then they get so much in return, whereas here it's like risky because they don't want it on certain content. They have to like be picky. But I don't know. I just think that because from what I understand, YouTube TV isn't going to run like say PlayStation View where you just get commercials. It's going to actually run like YouTube Now, where you can actually pay for like a service, or you can pay for a higher price service where you can actually get rid of all the ads.
Like YouTube Red.
Yeah. So basically, like how YouTube is now, like where you'll have a package of like YouTube TV, where it is like YouTube Now instead of content creators, it'll be CBS, ABC. But right before every show that you watch, we'll have like that 30-second clip ad and that will garner a lot of views because people will be going straight to like say Blacklist and watching Blacklist. But if you're watching your Blacklist episode and every 30 seconds or every 30 minutes or whatever, you have a 30-second clip, they're guaranteeing like however many people watch Blacklist to watch those ads. And it's a safe bet because there's no chance of Blacklist being a quote unquote not safe for advertisement. So it's like a safe bet. Or you can pay for like the extra package of YouTube TV where you get no ads, but then obviously the ad creators the advertisers get money
like
from a portion of it.
The YouTube TV.
Yeah, like basically where the advertisers would just get a blanket check for like people skipping that.
Yeah, see, but I don't know. That's tough. I mean, right now,
it is.
PewDiePie or the Jake Pauls or the Keemstars, whatever, like any of them big guys. I think the reason that they want this YouTube TV thing is because TV has guidelines. The Keemstars, the PewDiePies, the Jake Pauls don't. They're off the cuff. They can say what they want. It's not a safe zone. The TV deal, like there's only so much you can do on TV.
Yeah, can't say certain words. You can't say this.
Like
you
fuck,
can't show
pussy,
this.
ass.
Yep.
Unless you subscribe to like HBO, but then when you're subscribing to HBO exactly what you're getting, not like you are like if you subscribe to PewDiePie. I guarantee you that like anybody that was subscribed to PewDiePie in the early days didn't know whether they were eventually going to get Nazi jokes later on.
He's stopping the Nazi jokes from what
he is. Yeah, he said that he was like because he was actually just joking about it. He didn't realize that there was actually still Nazis.
There would be like severe consequences because I saw an interesting stat the other day. McJuggerNuggets YouTube channel has and gets more views than the Super Bowl does almost every year.
Yep.
Imagine all the ads. Like, how much do companies or TV stations and like gaming companies and a bunch of other companies fork out year after year to get a Super Bowl commercial? Well, McJuggerNuggets has more views than the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So I mean, I imagine to pay to place an ad on McJuggerNuggets videos is a hell of a lot cheaper than placing an ad on the Super Bowl.
But it's a
But that's-
bigger
that's-
return because more people saw it.
Yeah, but I mean that's like the thing that YouTube is having to weigh right now. Is it worth keeping the creators and having to constantly police every last thing? Because like Google's having to hire more and more people in order to like go through all these different algorithms and all these different things to figure out if videos are monetizable or not.
Nah, see, I don't buy that excuse though.
I'm just saying it's costing them more money, so
But they're doing that on their own. See, I don't buy that advertisers would refuse to put their ads on. I mean, I get it. Coke doesn't want their ad playing before an ISIS video. I understand that, but it's not like anybody has a problem playing on TV during South Park. And that's just as bad as what 99.9% of these assholes on YouTube will say. I mean, even the worst ones, fucking Shower Cap and the rest of them. You know, you think of the worst guys. I mean, you're barely getting over what South Park would do. So I don't quite buy. I don't see how an advertiser, any company that's advertising, would have a problem with advertising on any one of these YouTube channels. Like South Park.
I don't think it's necessarily the advertisers. I think it's
I don't think it is. I think that's an excuse.
Yeah, it's Google's end.
Yeah.
But I mean, but it's these other big companies, like they're all filing suit, with each other, like going basically, we're going to stop allowing this because if we stop I guess they have this mentality that if it's stopped publicized, then it's not going to happen ever again.
Yeah, see,
but that's not how life works.
When has the advertiser represented what's on whatever platform you're watching?
Oh yeah,
because like, when I watch, let's say, the news, and there's an Xbox commercial afterwards, I don't affiliate Xbox with my local news station. I mean, so.
And they did that study where it was X amount of people that thought that if an ad played over a video, then whoever the company is that the ad is for, they either endorse or whatever the content. It wasn't a large number either, and I can't imagine that any rational person would think that Coca-Cola endorses X, Y, or Z just because their ad played right before. You have to stop and think though. Like they're more and more, and I keep bringing up millennials, but the younger generation, not all, because I know there's some of y'all in the crowd that are normal thinking, logical individuals, but the overwhelming, if you look at the news and you look at all the outrage culture people, they're all usually the younger generation. And the more and more there are, the more they're feeding into these surveys, these things, and the surveys are kind of geared and directed towards them in order to reflect an outcome that Google wants. If I put out a survey and I wanted to know if black people were less than white people, if I put it out on really honest result with the people I have. But if I put it out on say Black Lives Matter Twitter or the white supremacist Twitter, I'm going to get completely different results. So I mean, if they are doing these surveys as far as do you think these advertisers represent the content that's in the video? If you're doing it to the triggered people, well then you're going to get a triggered result. Sure. Yeah.
I mean, so they're catering their response to well,
not only that, they're proving
the response
the point
that they want. Yeah.
They're proving the point because this never would have been a problem if both these companies exactly, and if both these companies and Google and YouTube and whoever, Twitter or Facebook, I don't know who all would be, is involved in all of this, but I'm sure there's more than just Google. But Google made it an issue by starting to police these things, and then these companies had to start taking a side, and that got them involved. And now you can't help but equate an ad with the video that it's playing because they've made it so that if an ad plays on a video, then obviously that company must support that video because that they allowed it to. It shouldn't have been like that in the first place.
The Wall Street Journal drew the comparison. They forced the narrative that the ad playing on the video equates to acceptance, which I found ironic because I'm pretty sure that the guy that actually wrote the article on his Twitter bio said retweets aren't an example of like an
right. Yeah. If you retweet something, that doesn't necessarily mean that you endorse it. You could
retweets. Yeah, retweets aren't endorsements. Yeah, so I'm like thinking, I was thinking, man, the irony in that, because like going like if
weapons
you're
grade, ain't it?
Yeah, so, but he drew that line in the public, and so it made the public now like conditioned with them to look at, because it's basically who controls the narrative controls your mind. So therefore, they control the narrative that ads playing on the video equate to acceptance, and so therefore everybody looks at it now. Looks at the ads as that. Companies are sitting back going, "Look, all I give a shit about is if I make a fucking dollar." And now all of a sudden, now the companies are being asked, "Do you actually support this? If you don't, you need to do this." And they're being put in a position like going, "I have to act, because if I say I don't care, then I'm going to be shown."
Well, to be fair, they forced themselves into that corner. What should have happened is right when this first all started, what should have happened was that all of these big companies, especially the ones that were already on AdSense, Coca-Cola and Ford and Chevy and all, the whole lot of them, they all should have gotten together and all came out with and all signed a press conference or whatever, and they could have like posted it on the internet or made a video on Google, on YouTube about it or whatever. And they should have just plainly stated, look, this is not how the advertising business runs. Okay? We buy ad spots. They appear on random videos. We don't have any control over it. And an ad playing on a video does not does not in any way mean neither approval nor disapproval. And if they had doubled down on that, and I see that's it, what would have happened would be the interesting thing, because obviously Google and YouTube, they want the version that's currently out there because they're running full speed ahead with it. So I can't say for sure that would have solved the problem, but man, it would have been a great first step, because this has never been a thing before. Never in the history of TV has anybody said, well, your advertisement plays during South Park episodes, so obviously you must believe everything that South Park says. No, that's the silliest thing ever.
It's not the first time though in entertainment where something was risque or whatever, and the advertisers or the network or whatever was
sure,
did
but those were usually isolated and very specific.
Like, go back to when Elvis was a thing. They had to show him from the hip up. Well, for real. I mean, that was really the first major.
That's true.
Entertainment deal where they had an issue with something like that.
It's never been this widespread, though.
Oh,
and we've always outgrown it. That was the thing. Eventually, the free market would prevail. And, because Elvis made a shitload of money. So eventually none of these people cared that he was gyrating his hips sexually and it was making the white women all crazy.
He made me moist!
Brimstone gyrates his hips all the time.
I make it moist.
Elvis would make you moist.
The problem is that we're not outgrowing it. We're just growing into it.
This time we are, yeah. And it's bad. It's going to be bad.
Metroxid gyrate his hips now.
Fuck off.
I mean, are we going to get to a point where the only advertisements we see are government-approved advertisements?
Yep.
Oh, it's already happening in the UK.
Worse than Russia back in the day. Just give it time.
Yeah, we'd be like, we'll be on this podcast going, okay, comrade, it's up to you now. We talked about the president.
Yeah, and then next thing the house will go kaboom. I mean, it's just
we're gonna get arrested live on our podcast.
And I'm doing my YouTube video today to show you how to make a good old homemade explosive device to take out Americans. This is chapter 1.
Rambo already
It'd
knows
be
how
like-
to do that because he's in Oklahoma, so he knows how to make bombs out of shit.
Yeah, like oh yeah, like they whenever Timothy McVeigh rolled through here, they definitely they told us all the mixture and how to
Isn't
do
he
it.
like
So.
your state bird? The
I
McVay
can tell you what,
Falcons?
though.
Do you have a statue
only
of him
book-
somewhere?
The only book that I've ever read, ever, from front to back, as an adult, was the Timothy McVeigh biography.
Cyrus Martin! Quote that! How to Become a Terrorist! AKA Rambo's life choices.
He was really an interesting person.
He wasn't a very interesting guy, that's for sure.
He wasn't always filled with hate.
You know what was really interesting is that Charles Manson. Just saying, Helter Skelter was a pretty damn good movie.
I've actually thought about reading his thing since we share the same name.
Ha! Oh, really? So your name's Charles Manson, huh? Yeah, that's good.
No, my name's Charles. Like we share the same first name.
I know. I'm sorry.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's the one person that I can look in the eyes on like a picture or the TV screen and actually feel like anger.
Well, I can tell you, like the people around me here in Oklahoma, like imagine reading Timothy McVeigh book in Oklahoma, like a couple of years after the bombing. I would read it in public. I didn't care. I was like, I want to know what the hell was going on in his mind.
That's the thing. Oh, man, you don't have to be a Nazi to want to read Mein Kampf, or a communist to want to read, Marx or whatever. I mean, some of these things they're good to read just regardless.
That's not what
I've never-
the left would tell you. They tell you.
I'm sorry, unless
I don't
DC
think
or Marvel publishes it, I don't do much reading.
I don't. The way I look at most things is that if it was worth reading, they'll make a movie.
Rambo, they leave
And if
stuff
they
out
make
in
it-
movies.
If they make a movie, then I can read that book that took you a week and 2 hours.
Rambo, they leave stuff out in the movies. That's why you can go.
They
see
give
any
me
comic-
they give me enough information. I'm good
No.
with the 2 hour information. The
That's
Cliff
why-
Notes is good.
That's why when you go see a comic movie, it could bomb to like 90% of the comic book fans, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I thought it was pretty good."
Yeah,
I mean-
I'm good. I'm okay with that though. Y'all, you see, I think the readers are the ones that are poisoning the industry.
To some
Like y'all are
extent,
like trying to hold movies up to a different standard, and I don't think that's fair.
You know what kind of
What?
standard? Hey, you know what? We all have standards, Rambo. Don't you know if you don't have standards, you're just a pleb?
Yeah, I have movie standards.
You are kind of a pleb, though. I'm not gonna lie. You are.
Yeah. But like, what y'all should do is, like, as a reader, y'all should go into the movie going, okay, I'm gonna go watch the Cliff Notes version. And see, I'm good with that. See, like in a book, it tells you her hair was waving left to right, and it was brown and gold, and the sun was beaming, and all this bullshit you don't need to know. Like, I don't need to know all that shit. Like, whenever I go watch a movie, guess what? I'm watching her hair is brown and gold and whatever is waving left and right. I don't give a fuck. Like, I see it. It's a visual thing.
But what if it's a chick with a dick about to get some serious poutine?
Then I'm walking out because
I don't think Pete was here when this piece of information about Deadpool 2 came out. But what do you think about Domino being played by a black woman, Pete?
Just
see, I'm okay with it because I don't know anything about Domino.
Look up any picture of her. She doesn't look like the chick that's.
Man, okay, here's the thing. Like, I just had this conversation about what's that? Is it Dark Tower? the one based on the Gunslinger books by
Yeah.
Stephen King. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because and that's the thing. This is why this is so interesting, is because I've never read one of these books, and I'm not a fan. So I'm looking at this from the outside, right? And I was listening to, I don't know, a podcast or YouTube video or something, where somebody was talking about that, and this was like 6 months ago or something. So the movie wasn't out yet, but it, trailers were out and stuff. And the guy was talking about how they made the primary character, the main character, a black guy instead of a white guy. And there was an interesting note about that, because apparently, because the series is quite a few many books, and I don't know how far they're going to take it with the movie, if this is going to be just this one, or if they're trying, I think they're trying to make it into a series, because that seems to be what all the big, publishers, Marvel and everybody, they all want long-running series, and I understand that. So I'm assuming that their intention was to make more movies. But one of the problems was that in the books, a main plot point hinged around how this white guy, main character, ends up like inhabiting the body of this black woman who had been through Jim Crow. And that was a big part of the whole interaction, was that like this was such a betrayal for this woman, because it was above all else, it was a white guy that, one of those, privileged, oppressive, monsters that was inhabiting her. And so obviously that can't happen if the movie's got, that can't be a part of the story if in the movie it's a black man who's the main character instead of a white man. So, this guy was talking about how, he wanted to see the movie and he loved the books, and he, he's hopeful for the movie, but it's an, that kind of thing, it can affect the story and other parts of movies or books or whatever quite a bit when they mess with characters like that, and it's been done perfectly fine, and it's been done horribly. And man, I wish we didn't even have to think about it. I hate that it even has to be an issue, because these fucking plots have made it an issue when we've literally seen examples where, for Ghostbusters or wherever, where it's been a fucking conquering flag for one side to say, haha, we took your quote unquote movie and we, replaced the main characters with, women or black people or whoever it is, haha, we got one over on you. And it's just fucking horrible. People shouldn't even be doing this kind of thing. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with her being black, as long as she does a good job with the role. But I know for a fact that if, like, we took the movie Friday and changed out all the characters for white people, people would have a big fucking problem with that.
Oh, it'd be a shit fit.
Yeah.
We'd be whitewashing history, which apparently isn't a problem when it's, what was that play, Hamilton? Where there was a college or whatever, or a troupe that put it on where they changed it all to black people. Like, that's perfectly okay. But, even changing one black character into a white person or whatever, or a woman into a man. Like, oh my God, what was that thing with
Annie?
the Marvel one.
Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange, where instead of being an Asian man, the master is a white woman. And that's the most ridiculous thing, because it's a kung fu, or like a Zen master, and in the comic book he's like he's a stereotypical Asian guy with the long stash and everything, and it's like, you're saying that only an Asian person can play this role because they were a stereotypical Asian before. Well, aren't you then just pegging every minority into stereotypical roles from then on?
No!
I mean, if you're saying that certain characters have to be a certain race because they're portrayed in X, Y, and Z, isn't that you just perpetuating a stereotype?
Well, fuck you, Round Eye!
I hate this shit. Why are people talking about this nonsense,
Because you're black.
Is it a good character? Jesus, is it a well-written character? That should be the only question that anybody ever asks. But
hey, real quick, so we can keep hearing this man's beautiful voice, like we're gonna really fuck him in his throat one of these days. Retweet this shit on Twitter, and please, please, please send this man a bunch of weird fucking shit. You guys sent me a bunch of weird shit last week. Send Pete. Oh wait, Pete don't have a Twitter. That's right. Send fucking Rambo a bunch of weird shit. There you go. God damn it, Pete, get a Twitter so I could like have them all go to you and fuck with you.
This is why I don't have a Twitter, because I don't want to see.
Stop being a pussy, sir. Yeah.
Pussy confirmed.
And this episode is brought to you by Beef Links Jerky. No,
I thought it was Jack Link's jerky.
no, that's my brand. Shut up.
I like Tillamook.
Tillamook.
Tillamook pepperoni sticks are the shit.
Dude, they have awesome ice cream, bro. Like they have got some of the best ice cream ever.
And cheese too. I can't even eat it anymore, and it's a shame. But Tillamook cheese is really good too.
Yep. Man. So, is there anything positive to talk about? Like, it seems like all we've done in like the last 2 or 3 episodes is bitch.
I know, right?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like Metrox's mom right now.
Oh.
Who needs to be stuffed, by the way? Just so you know.
10 out of 10. Wood smash.
Again
Twice.
and again.
I'd hit it 3 times.
See? Metrox? Pete said he'd hit it 3 times.
Nigga. And only once from the back. 2 face to face.
Wouldn't even need a bag.
No, actually, she's actually kind of cute. But from what I understand, she's a giver. You know what I mean?
And J. Caesar, I understand that there was actually a thing with that particular movie, but it doesn't even matter, because there were lots of people bitching on all sides. But I mean, it became an argument online, and people wrote articles about it and made videos about it, and this has happened with other movies that weren't, or TV shows or whatever, that weren't, done for a specific reason. And it's just fucking terrible. Like, God. For people who claim to be against racism, they sure as fuck are just the most racist fucking people I have ever fucking heard, right?
No, they're not, because you can't be racist against white people.
I had to go to little girls from you guys. I'll be right back.
I forgot about that. So how does it work?
Racism is oppression.
If you are more privileged than another group, can you then be so like, okay, how are like Asians or Mexicans in relation to blacks? Like, who is the most or least privileged in the? So like, can an Asian person be racist to a black person but not to a Mexican? And how do I just want? Can somebody do the math on this?
It's kind of
like a flow chart.
There was actually a thing I linked on my Twitter where there was a test done at a college. Well, it was actually a sample test to show people what's going on at colleges, and there's tests actually being done like this, but where they actually gave Jewish people privilege points. Jewish people were more privileged than Christians.
Oh yeah, well, Asian males way out-earn degrees, money, like the whole 9 yards, for over white males.
But I still want to know how do Jewish outweigh, like, get more privilege than Christians? Like, Jewish people have always been shunned against, and Christians have always been like the privileged class, I would say. But they gave 25 privilege points to be if you're a Jew, and 5 privilege points if you're a Christian. Like, they gave privilege points away on this thing. Like, this is how you knew where you fell on the privilege scale. And by like what you identified with and whatever like that, and then you got the points, and then that's
I saw that little meme going around. Yeah,
and that's how you know who can be racist against who, and the only people that can be racist actually I think are the ones at the top.
Of course, yes, those privileged white males, those little shits.
Apparently, if I have a better outcome of a trial or anything, a job or whatever, if me and like Kevin Durant were to go into court for the same crime or go for a job for the same job, I have a better shot at actually getting that job than Kevin Durant, or getting off with the crime than Kevin Durant.
Of course. That's how the world works, right? Us white people, we just, we treat other white people
want to do.
Perfectly. Yeah, we give them everything they want, and it's only it's other races that we treat poorly. Yeah. I must have missed
Yeah,
the meeting where we decided that was, that was the way to act.
Yep. I don't know. I don't know what we're.
The absurdity of life. If you ever needed proof, just look at this kind of shit. That's all you'll ever need.
Yeah, fuck Kevin Durant. Like, he is a jerk. He like fucking is a fucking sellout. Like, sold out from Oklahoma City just so that way he can win a championship. I have no respect for him as a basketball player.
Yeah, I haven't cared about basketball since Jordan was playing.
Those were the days.
Right?
That was the time whenever like people gathered around their fucking TV sets every time Jordan played just to see what the hell was going to happen next.
Yeah, I caught I think it was the last like 3 or 4 years of his career right before he went into baseball.
I watched his whole career. I was a huge. I wanted to be like Jordan. I'd be out in my yard, like, doing trying to dunk with the spread legs from the free throw. Well, yeah, Cyrus. I mean, we've taken basketball a step back because like basketball is kind of like protected tennis. It's not the same as it used to be.
They're doing the same to a lot of sports. I mean, they're trying to get fighting out of hockey. And it's only a matter of time before they start going for like boxing and shit like that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. Like boxing and like with no contact,
right? It really is the people that try and get this kind of thing banned. They really do just not want to admit that people have a natural tendency for violence. And God, I'd much rather people be slugging it out in a boxing ring or something like that, knocking the crap out of each other in football or hockey, than fighting on the streets or shit like that.
I don't know. I feel like all the sports people, like football players and boxers and MMA people, they all know what they're going to get out of it,
Yep. Damn right. Fucking Homo sapiens. It's got homo in the name. Can't be anything good.
I'm guessing Brim, Shaner, Gamer Dragon, and
yeah, they must be having an orgy.
Yeah, they're all doing their little thing.
Yep, we all knew it.
It was just a matter of time. We kept talking about it every time, and now, like, all of a sudden, Shaner shows up at Brim's house to do the podcast, and now all of a sudden they're all gone at one time.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps saying, me and you are gay, but projection, yo.
Yeah, I'm thinking projection is a big thing. That would be Shaner and them apparently right now. There, Cyrus.
Very Homo erectus. Yeah, I haven't even been paying attention to like the news or anything the last couple of days. I just don't want to see any of it.
I haven't either. I got tired of.
It really has. Like, I really think that there's an entire like group of people who wants to turn everything, whether it's politics or whatever, into high school drama. And
yeah,
I was done with high school drama like my first year in high school.
It's just gotten so damn petty.
Yeah,
everything.
Petty.
So I've just gotten to the point where I don't even. It's like I'll catch something that just like forces me like to retweet or something, But for the most part, I just try to ignore. Like I'll scroll past so many different political feeds that I'm just like, yeah, whatever, because it's just a never-ending battle at this point.
What's a never-ending battle?
Watching
Political
the
tweets.
news, yeah.
Oh, I don't watch TV at all because of
No
the news.
dick sucking during the podcast, Metro.
Sorry, guys. I got my dude in here. He's trying to suck my dick while I'm talking.
No, I'm not.
It's all right, bro.
Get off
We all
my
know.
dick, man.
Y'all were the ones all gone at one time, so
Yo,
Yep.
hey, I'm not the one that's treating
No,
this
no,
like
no,
it's
there's no-
Oktoberfest up in here, okay?
there's no, like, whenever I said that, you were like, no, yeah, no, hey,
Hey, I'm not the one that's sucking dick. He's sucking dick, so he's gay.
Apparently, yeah, I'm not thinking that's how it works.
Nothing gay about getting my dick sucked. You're the one that's gay for sucking my dick.
There you go.
Exactly.
I'm not sure that's how that works.
You're not. No, that is how it works, Rambo.
No,
You
it really
suck my
isn't.
dick, you're the gay one, not me.
No, I'm thinking both. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did you look him in the eyes? That's the test.
I heard that was like the test of time, though, isn't it? Like, if they look him in the eyes, you're trying to, like, beat some sort of record.
As long as my nutsack doesn't touch your nutsack, we're good.
Oh, okay, cool. We're set then.
So Brimstone
Pretty
and I
low
play
bar
after
there,
this,
sir.
huh?
I don't think that's my. I don't think that would be my personal gay test.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Like HIV positive?
Is it dark in there?
More positive. AIDS positive, sir.
Damn, dude, you going full AIDS on us.
No, it's not dark in here, Rambo. We got lights on.
My granddaughter's up in my wife came out to smoke or whatever like that, so she turned the light off,
Yeah.
and my granddaughter like freaked out, like, whoa, nope, shit, not this dark.
And my kids are the same way. They hate the dark.
Oh, we got told by the doctor today that because when she's crawling and stuff, her it's like she drags her leg or whatever. But the doctor basically told us that, well, when she called, basically, I think she kind of called us a liar that she wasn't crawling and pulling up. And so we had to show her because apparently you're not supposed to do that at like 5 months and 6 months. And so whenever we showed her, she's like, yeah, I just think it's because she's doing it so early that she's uncoordinated. And so it should just like correct itself.
That's good, though.
Yeah, but she has like some hole on her neck or something like that. The bronchial, they think it might be like a bronchial tube that didn't close. And so they're going to do an ultrasound on her and possibly, if it needs it, surgery to close it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, my daughter had to have 2 sinus ducts closed in her neck when she was 4 months old.
Huh. That's interesting.
It's, I tell you what, though, it's really weird seeing like a 6-month-old like trying to walk.
Yeah. Because they're so tiny.
Yeah. But she'll pull up on the couch and she'll move back and forth up and down the couch or whatever. And it's like, you're not supposed to be doing this shit. Like, you're too damn small.
Hey, so Cyrus has the right idea. As long as they don't kiss, it's just 2 buddies hanging out and having a good time. Just 2 old friends sharing a moment of bonding, no different than throwing a football back and forth out of the lawn. See?
I'm not
You know
sure
what?
that's how that shit. I'm not
What's
sure
a
that's how
blowjob
that works.
between friends?
I'm not sure that's how that works.
Well, you're a homophobe if you won't have sex with your gay buddies, don't you know?
I know, Rambo.
Well, okay. I have a phobia then. A new
Right? Guess I'm homophobic.
phobia. Yeah, I'll gladly wear that thing.
You want to touch my what? Poop, poop. You go poop poop in your poop, if you know what I mean. I mean, what's better than, like, at least you're not being raped, right? Like, at least your butthole's not being raped. It's somebody you know. It's just like your friend coming in through the back door and they're knocking and you're like, oh, hey, buddy, how's it going? Like, oh, pretty good. Just relax, all right? I'm going to be in there for about 45 seconds.
So I'll be in there and then I'll be on there, pretty much. Be on you.
What is she laughing at? She hear me?
Yeah, no, my granddaughter's just like she's just looking around and just laughing. She's tired and she like everything's funny to her. She's looking at a light, she'll laugh, and she'll look at just anything and laugh.
What are you putting in her bottles? I want some.
Right?
She's been like I don't know, like a perfect baby. Like she, for the most part, like this is kind of rare. Like that she's there, but she's like sleeps
Why is
for
there
the, like
candy cane on the map?
from the time she was born and like that. She like slept all through the night.
Dude, trade me kids.
No,
Get
no,
mine
no.
to sleep. Don't ever say knock knock when you're behind me again, Jamie. That's scary.
It's like a friend knocking on the back door, right?
Brim said it's like a friend knocking on the back door, not me. Guys, oh man, I just feared for my life.
So they put prop hunt on Call of Duty. This is cool.
What?
They got prop hunt in Call of Duty.
That's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah!
Think you could take it?
Why'd you ask
I
him
don't
that?
think you could take it.
Why'd you
No.
ask him that?
Brim, you think you could take this Dr. Pepper bottle to the butt?
Oh, probably up to like past the first or second rung. Yeah, maybe.
Skill, I guess.
Well, I mean, he is dating Jamie. I mean, it is what it is, bro. Like.
So there's like no new gaming stuff, huh?
Really isn't.
No. I mean, there's. I mean, we cut.
More Vegas stuff, but I mean, it's all just kind of more
I heard
the
the
same.
prices went up on Vega.
They did, and that's kind of a bitch. Yeah,
I
I
really
don't
wanted
know
to
what-
get a 56 because I thought about getting a 56 for like the
Dude, everything is sold out, and it's kind of a problem. But hopefully they'll get new stock in soon. I'm hoping because it's not the best card for mining, so and the mining craze is kind of dying down for. I can't remember what the name of the coin was that sparked this latest one, but so hopefully it's not the greatest card for miners. So hopefully we won't get a big rush on them like we did. But yeah, they need to get some more boxes in the warehouses.
Hey, send me your YouTube or whatever you use for your YouTube, and then I'll let you in here. Ah, man.
Oh, Sonic Mania, I guess, but I don't know. I haven't played Sonic. I have it, but I just haven't played it yet. It doesn't have a platinum, so I'm just kind of not. It wasn't really a big push to go play it.
What are you guys gonna be playing this weekend?
Overwatch.
I'm gonna finish up Batman. Probably some. I might, depending on what time we get done here tonight, but either a little bit tonight and then the rest tomorrow, or all of it tomorrow, and then I'll probably swap back over to my PS4 at that point, and I don't know, play some Sonic or forgot what other game that I bought that I haven't played yet. There was another game I know that launched with Sonic Mania that I bought, but it's just sitting on my PlayStation. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Arkham Origins.
You do know they actually made an Arkham Origins. Didn't they make Arkham Origins in that Arkham collection?
No, that's Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. I have
okay.
the Arkham Collection. I have Arkham Knight. Shit, I have Arkham Origins just on the PC, and well, I had it on the PS3 back when that was a thing. But yeah, so I've played it and beaten it and everything. I just, it's a great game. I want to play through it again, get the achievements, or the Rambos, I should say. And yeah,
Gotta get those Rambo points.
I do. When you have Rambo on your friends list, like, yeah, you feel obligated to play the damn Xbox.
Get on my level, scrubs.
Rambo
What's sad
like
is-
has all the time in the world, though. That's the thing.
What's sad though is that I can get on there at like in the middle of a fucking month and less than a week be at the top of the fucking leaderboard. Like out of all the Xbox gamers I have on my friends list, me, the PlayStation gamer, can log in and in a week be on the top of the leaderboard.
Hey, I'm still second.
That just means you're the first loser.
Well, no, it just means
If
I
you're not
outperformed all
first,
the
you're
other
last.
scrubs on your list.
I had Kids Move and Beast, Tim Dog and all of them on my list, and like I think Kids Move is like 500 points ahead of me, but like that'll be done by the time I'm done with the Batman game.
Whap, whap, whap. So, like, is there anything you guys have been, like, playing lately that you've been really, like, loving? No? Yeah?
Not really much out right now. I'm waiting for Tuesday whenever Uncharted Lost Legacy launches. I'll be on that like solely until I platinum it.
I actually, because of Rambo's Telltale thing, saying that you could basically just let him play and get all the achievements for it. I was like, all right, I've never played the Walking Dead Telltale thing, and you got them both free at one point on the Xbox One. So I installed Season 1 and launched it, and I was like, yeah, whatever, zombie, zombie, zombie. And then I ended up getting involved in the story. And the first words came out of my mouth was, fuck you, Rambo. So I've been playing that, and if you guys have ever played a Telltale game, which I'm sure many of you have, they move slow as dirt. So
Yes, they do.
Snail and molasses.
That's the reason why I say that if you played the story like a bunch of times, then like going for achievements like the next time is really not that big of a deal, because like you've seen that story 5 million times. So I mean, it's like they're so slow that it's just like, oh, the Walking Dead are like the worst as far Walking Dead and what was that one? The Wolf Among Us. Like they have a really slow moving story, but it's a really good story, just a slow moving story. Like there's very little
what
for
about
you to
Back
do
to the
during.
Future? Is that one any good?
Back to the Future is good. It actually has a little bit more of you to actually do stuff for yourself. I mean, it gives you more like dialogue options that pop up, and some like more movement options like during the time. So that one's a little bit better.
Yeah, that one too.
Rambo's gay.
Yeah, that's like the
Is that Rambo's gay or Brembo's gay?
Brimbo. Is that like
Or Brimstone, whatever. I mean, he said it so fast you could barely hear it. Tell him to take the dick out of his mouth first.
Oh yeah, Hellblade was a great game.
Yeah,
I
Rambo
think
has a
everybody
review
should
up,
play
I think. I was watching part of it today, and then I had to do something.
Everybody should play Hellblade. That thing is an amazing game.
I heard Hellblade was for casuals. It was a shitty game, right? I heard that shit was like I heard somewhere that its sub resolution means its graphics suck.
Yep.
It didn't have sub resolution. It didn't have sub graphics. It was
720p for life, right?
great. It was great. 1800p graphics.
4:3 ratio.
No, that was God of War 3. That the guy told me that God of War 3.
Oh, God of War 3. That's right.
God, it was so. These people are just. I think I just collect the fucking stupids. Like we haven't used 4.3 resolution and aspect ratio in
Jesus.
God, how many years?
Decades, right?
And a game that came out last generation, this guy's trying to tell me whenever they remastered it on the PS4, it was remastered and they put it in the 4.3 aspect ratio. I'm like, no. And so what it was that he was when you set up your PlayStation, like when you first get it out of the box and you set it up, you have to set the screen like the edges of the screen.
Uh-huh.
Well, if you don't do that, and you
It
put in
defaults
God
to
of War,
Yeah.
it has these black borders on the side, so he thought it was done in a black box, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, like you cannot be. So he's like saying no, because if that's the default position that PlayStation comes in, then that's the default system that's the default that the games are actually done in. I'm like, no, it's not how life works, man. Really, it's really just not.
Sure?
Yeah, it's not that it's easy to project to both wide and non-wide monitors. So if you make that the default, it'll work no matter which you're using. It's not that. No. It's that they default make the game in that aspect ratio.
Yeah.
Right. And then they must like stretch it or something, to get the boxes out.
They kind of stretch it out.
I got to. Yeah, I get.
It's not that they just chop the picture or anything.
What's sad is that this guy says like he works in IT and shit like that. I'm like going, I feel sorry for these fucking companies that have.
How?
Yeah, I was like going. I mean these companies that have got to hire you, like they're just looking at you going, fuck, we're an equal opportunity employer. Like they want to fire you because like you're a fucking idiot, but they can't because they would be firing a handicapped person because like you're a fucking idiot.
So I'm playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I was the barrel in prop hunt, and I won the round. I was literally the biggest prop on the smallest map, and I won the fucking round. Amazing. Sorry, go ahead.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know until today. They got prop hunt on this bitch, and it's actually fun. I'm just sitting here fucking. I have no audio running through this bitch at all. It's muted, so that I don't blow the stream out. And I'm just sitting here, la-da-da, fucking talking to you guys. Nobody could find me, and I was the biggest prop in the fucking map.
They were right next to you at one point.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
Yup.
Well, you gotta remember, now you can buy this game by itself, so there's a lot of, like...
Which we called in, like, forever ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember which episode. We
I
called
knew that was
shit,
gonna happen.
It's like Christmas noobs in August now, dude. I mean...
It's still too expensive, though. I mean, if it was like $15, I might buy it.
It's a great game.
Cheaper than like the the greatest hits model or whatever. It needs to at the very least, be $25. Because you're getting upgraded graphics and everything from last generation. I mean, it runs smooth, looks better.
Isn't it still running the same engine that Call of Duty 4 ran on? Or did they finally change it with Infinite Warfare? I can't remember.
I imagine they've changed it by now.
Well, I mean, they've tweaked it over the years, but I think the core engine was still for the longest time. And it might be that Infinite Warfare, or maybe the one right before they redid it, but I can't. It was for at least a decade they'd used the same damn engine.
So do we have any other topics?
Anything, guys? Anything at all?
There's like literally nothing going on in the gaming sphere. It's like Gamescom is coming, so maybe sometime like the stream next week we'll have like a ton of gaming news. But I mean, Xbox is the only one showing up, so chances are we'll just be like, we backwards compatible.
Yeah. Really?
Like they're bringing their like the Gamescom, instead of like bringing new games, they're bringing their 360 hits, the 360 greatest hits.
Well, I mean, that's the biggest thing right now, dude, is like every other day it seems like more titles are revealed that are now backwards compatible. And, you know, I'm all for that and everything, but going into GameStop, it sucks like when things become backwards compatible because they do nothing but jack up the price.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason that I got Arkham Origins is because I had no idea I had credit on my GameStop account. Because I wasn't going to pay $20 for it. Nah.
Come on, bruh.
$8 though? Alright.
But you get that PowerPoints, dude. Don't you know you get one hell of a discount, bruh? Like, you're not doing it right, bruh.
The way it's going, though, is like Nintendo's rocking it. Sony's killing it. Microsoft's not so much, but everybody knows Nintendo can't keep Sony honest because Nintendo's got a great hit this time, and then the next time it's going to be like nobody even knows who Nintendo is. so it's up to really Microsoft to keep them honest. And at this point, like in E3 2018, I think Sony could go in there and like rehash E3 2014, like just show games that they've like everybody's already played and beat and platinum and everything else, and still win. Like something's got to give on Microsoft's part. I just hope that whatever it is that happens soon, because I'd love to see what they're like. These studios are capable of. I'd love to see them actually buy studios, start caring about the brand more than what they are now. But I really think they're just streamlining it.
You know, Metro and I have talked about this. A game series that they need to bring back. I don't care if they remaster the old ones or they continue on to the story. Is Sarge's Heroes. You guys remember that? With the little plastic army men.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That shit blew my little mind on the fucking PS1, dude.
Oh man, back in the day.
Yeah, boys.
That was THQ though, and I don't.
Yeah, now it's just THQ Nordic.
Yeah, and they don't really produce anywhere near the same games they used to.
They should though.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh wait, did we? Oh, sorry. Okay, no. Yeah, go get. I told you already, bro. Like, if you send me your YouTube thingy. All right, whatever. I think it's gonna. We're coming to an end anyways, because, I mean, really, like, unless we're bitching, there's not really a whole lot to talk about. We're just sad. God damn it, Rambo! I blame this on you. It's all Rambo's fault.
Go stir up some shit, dude. Come on.
Go stir up some. Yeah, we just gotta send Pie out for that. That'd be easy. Pie! Go stir up some shit so we can, make this more entertaining again. No, I do appreciate everybody that continuously watches us. For those of you that have been, dedicated to watching this, thank you. I really do appreciate it. We all appreciate it here at the Game Talk. Please retweet us. You know how I do ask for retweets. I try to do it like anywhere from the middle to the end. I usually average about 2 to 3 times. I don't want to do like an every 5-minute ad of, hey, retweet us. Hey, we want attention.
Hey, can I get 5 likes, guys?
We're asking for 5 likes. That's all we want in life. Fuck this. Oh man, no, but I do appreciate it. Like some of these guys, like they go fucking ham on our videos, dude. Like I thought, for instance, that like it wasn't gonna be like this with our first member gone, but it's been that way. Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit. I mean, what do you do to that? I mean, what do you do with that kind of knowledge? Like, oh, thanks, man. Like, that's fucking amazing. So, I guess we can end it off here with the fact that Shaner here. He's already. He's like, let me get prepped for this. Let me get prepped for this.
He's like, bring that shit on, nigga.
If you guys don't remember, Shaner is the first time owner of butt sex toys.
With a jalapeno after scent.
What the fuck? After scent? What the fuck's an after scent, dude?
It's like an aftertaste.
There's an after.
You know what I mean.
After scent? What the fuck, bro? Jesus Christ.
Terrible.